edit their content, and it just keeps coming up with the unable to edit message, or editing not available message. I think it is
permission issue, most likely.
Well, I've looked at the permissions, and as far as I can see, they have all the correct permissions. They're master authors on their work area. I've got access as well. I have administrator access, and I've made sure that administrators are allowed to edit content.
Okay.
And I've tried to troubleshoot it through the development tools, but it's kind of a bit outside my technical level.
Okay.
But it comes up and it says that it needs an XCSRF token.
Oh, all right. That's a cross-domain scripting issue in that case.
Yeah.
Is that target application and on-premise S/4HANA for info?
No, it's SuccessFactors.
It's SuccessFactors. Oh my
goodness. I mean, they do have an S/4HANA on-premise, but the issue is primarily happening in SuccessFactors. That's where they're trying to create the content.
Okay. Have you raised a ticket?
I haven't raised a ticket yet. No, I was kind of hoping to avoid that, and I was just wondered if somebody might have a clue.
That's, I believe it's a known one, but honestly, I don't know by heart how to fix it.
Okay.
There is this one switch in Manager where you can suppress this cross-domain scripting check. Kurt, do you know that by heart? Or CFRD something that supported feature that you can add?
Yeah, I know what you refer to. Yeah. So is this an Enable Now? Is this an on-prem version or is it a cloud version?
So they are using, it's an on-premise Enable Now.
Okay, and you're not on the latest version?
They have just gone to 2105.
Okay, because with 2105, this should have been fixed, at least in the cloud environment.
Yeah, and this problem has only kind of surfaced since they've had the upgrade. So there were two things that happened at the same time. They did an upgrade, but we also had to renew some certificates for various applications. And the problem has happened since that. So I'm not quite sure which was the cause, whether the cause was the upgrade or whether it was the certificate renewals that have happened.
That might be a mixture of both.
I have to double think where I had this issue. I had it with 2 or 3 customers in my case. As Mike mentioned, there's a feature for the which you have to type in, and then it should be fine.
Sorry, Kurt, I can't hear you very well. You're very muffled.
Yeah, my mic is. Which mic is actually working right now? Give me a second. It's always the same. It's the one on the notebook right now. Okay. I will lean a bit forward. So
yeah, I will send you that parameter. No, I'm looking for it, but I can send it later on as soon as I found it. But that's worth a try. But that's one of those where you shouldn't hesitate to open a ticket, yeah? Because the especially Marion will know by heart. Yeah? That's daily business, and there could be the certificate on the one end side, that could be the certificate in the middle, that could be the certificate on the other. So you just have to raise a ticket, and they will help you immediately.
Yeah, because it goes through our proxy as well, I think. So I don't know whether that's throwing interference as well.
And then you have probably a buffered older certificate on the proxy level, and possibly. That's a chain of events. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'll get a ticket raised then. Thank you.
Yeah. Mike, quick question about the desktop assistant.
Yes.
Is there any issue if we download the Navigator channel and place it in a network environment and launch the Navigator SNL from there?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any issue in the future or?
Right now? No. There is in the XAML file that you create a session ID is part of it. And manager supposed to just reject that session ID and create a new session if the session is already dead.
Okay.
There was one version of manager in between where this, for whatever security consideration was changed, and then such persistent XAML files didn't work anymore with the session timeout error message.
Yeah, okay,
I believe now it doesn't matter anymore. If that's still the case, you can just take out the session ID parameter out of the SENL file and hand over an empty string. That works in any case. Yeah. But to try this out, this is either or. But usually that's that's best practice. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's fine because yeah, we have a user exit in the sub GUI which will launch the desktop assistant from the sub GUI.
Yeah.
And yeah, the question was if there is any issue if we do it that way, that we place it on a local or network drive.
Not at all. The only issue that could occur is that session persistency thing. Yeah, and this is two options. Either it just works, and then you can leave it as it is. If it doesn't, then that this is still the case. Then you have to take the session ID out, but do not delete the complete parameter. Just hand over an empty string.
Empty string, yeah, okay. Yeah. With quotation marks or without?
With.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, hey, Mike, it's Nicole over here.
Yeah.
I have a question about the server setting. Allow anonymous access to snippets. So is that still related to the offline web assistant framework?
No, that's something that already found its way into the release, which is not really something that you can already use. I don't know whether you participated that web assistant third-party integration workshop that we had a couple of weeks ago. But there we discussed how this is going to be sooner or later with those snippets. So if you want to embed Enable Now to a web assistant to a third-party application, you somehow have to initialize the functionality, right? That's the famous init script that comes from the target usually. And if we want to do that, we have to store those initialization JavaScripts that say, okay, this is the language that web assistant speaks, and that's the parameters it is initialized with somehow. And let me just show you that. Where's my share gone? Share. And the feature set around is already in the tool, but those permissions, web assistant configuration edit and web assistant script edit, is set off for anybody, including the administrators. Yeah, so this is why you haven't seen this feature yet. Okay, but switching those on will give you. I'm not allowed to do that on my own server. I'm not allowed to do that. That's funny. However, if this would be possible, you would have an additional section of functionality here where you can edit those configuration templates and those script snippets that actually contain specific web assistant third-party configurations. That's the future plan. Not yet to 100% in place, but this part of the functionality is already in for POC purposes, etc. This will be standard documented, and we're going to have a full-blown session only around that topic as soon as it is in. So no worries. And the permission that you were referring to is, what do we do if we store such a third-party integration script on a manager, and if we want to use it somewhere where external workforce, for instance, is accessing it? And that's the reason for the permission that you were asking for. Yeah, if that says you allow anonymous access to it, that means somebody is using my success factors to book his or her time. Yeah? That's a common scenario. And if it's not success factors, but let's say another HR application which is not supported, and the customer wants web assistant being active there, we need to anyhow be able to launch the configuration of web assistant to bring web assistant into that application. And if that user has no single sign-on, that whole thing would fail. And that's the reason why this setting is in. Yeah, that's for future usage. If we want to equip a website, or let's say the homepage of the customer wants to use web assistant, and a customer comes in using it, that's a good scenario. In that case, you need to be able to access the initialization script from outside without having an Enable Now user. And that's what this is for.
Oh, okay, so then at this time, we wouldn't really be using the snippet author or
No,
enabling the anonymous access.
not at the moment, no.
Okay. Perfect, thank you.
My pleasure.
Mike, did you record that session
Yes.
of the integration? Because it just got deleted from my calendar, so I assumed it wasn't happening.
No, it's in Learning Hub.
Is it?
Where
I
the
couldn't see it.
others are as well.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, it's not coming up on my one. I'll have another look.
Wait a sec. I'll check.
Yeah, the last one I've got in there is the 2105 update.
And that was the session is called Web Assistant Parameters Demystified.
Ah, that one. Okay, yeah.
That one. Oh, that sounds great. Jen, you are sounding a bit like an alien. No, you're completely not audible. That sounds totally strange. I didn't get anything. I believe you have to type it. Something is really wrong with your headset.
Quick question in between.
Yes.
Did you hear anything?
You're on mute again. Good.
Oh, nice. When you press on the spacebar and do not realize it. Did you hear anything about Web Assistant or Web Assistant content for Solution Manager?
For CLAM, Calm, also Cloud ALM, or for the Solution Manager. Solution Manager is a pure on-premise application, and standard content wasn't supposed to be shipped for any on-premise application.
Yeah, and CLAM is the.
That's the successor.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the enhancement of Solution Manager that is for cloud, but there I'm not aware, right? We just
we have to double check with the customer, because we
but
have
Solution
customer.
Manager is on-prem only, and Solution Manager there won't be any
Resistant, yeah.
things. Yeah.
Okay.
So someone asked to show you where you find the recordings. Let me just do that for you. I'm sharing in a second. I just need to clean up my mess here. So basically, it would go via the learning journey for Enable Now. It's not finding anything. Today we have issues with the servers. I don't know what that is. Screen. Share. Back to the browser. So you would go via Learning Hub search for the learning journey Enable Now, which for whatever reason doesn't fit. Let me just go to English. That might make sense. There we go. That was my mistake. And then we got the learning journey for Enable Now, and that's most likely something you are aware of. No, that's that path through all the courses. Since we are here right now, it's a consultant role, and since we are here, we're gonna update SEN 300 and the certification assessment soon. So for anybody of you just looking for a renewal,